Wrestling with Chuck, ba-dum, ba-da-ba. Wrestling with Chuck. Hey guys, welcome to the WWC, aka Wrestling with Chuck. I am your host, Charles Mitchell, aka Chuck himself, and I am here to let you know we are 18 days away from the two-night event known as WrestleMania. That's right, 2 nights where you get to see the best of the best collide like never before. And now I'm just curious. We're coming off of Fastlane, Monday Night Raw, and pretty soon SmackDown. We're going to see what happens this Friday. Explaining the actions of Edge and what he did in the Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan match. There are a lot of theories saying that Daniel Bryan may factor into this, where it could be a triple threat match. Who knows? Either way it goes, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be an event like never before. But today, I'm here to really talk to you all about something, and it's really been pondering about it. And I want to talk to you about what is it about wrestling that attracts individuals to be emotionally invested, or in layman's terms, why do people like wrestling? I can spend a few hours probably explaining the history of wrestling. It's over 100 years old, but you don't have that pretty much time. But I'm going to tell you from my perspective why I like wrestling. 7 years old, didn't have cable, flipping through channels, probably just basic television at the time. Imagine everybody, no on-demand, no Netflix, no DVR. You had to basically record through VHS tapes. That's another story for another day, though. And I stumbled upon Stone Cold Steve Austin, who people say, arguably, my opinion, the greatest of all time, the GOAT. With all due respect, Daniel Bryan, I know you good in the ring, but Stone Cold Steve Austin has been the man. Attitude Era, you name it, Anti-Establishment. It was must-see Monday Night Raw. Here's a guy who couldn't see Monday Night Raw, but would flip through channels to see the 1-hour recap shows from what happened on Monday on Saturdays, like WWF Jack, WWF Metal, just to see what happened on Monday Night Raw. And then later on, when SmackDown came to network TV, the rest was history. I became a SmackDown fan. I became hooked. But people want to know, why wrestling? I don't want to use the F word because it's not, try to keep it PG, but we don't like the word fake. Predetermined, yes. Scripted, yes. But fake? I despise that. Because these guys, with all due respect to every athlete in the world, basketball, baseball, football, you name it, name me a profession that does this week in and week out, over 365 days out the year, away from their families, traveling from city to city, country to country to perform. Yes, these are highly trained athletes with many different backgrounds, former MMA fighters, football players, any just type of athletic background in and of itself. But they put their bodies on line, and they're trained professionals. That's why they always tell you, don't try this at home. But what is it about wrestling that's exciting? It's good guy versus bad guy. It's the storyline. It's the championships on the line. Who's the best of the best? It's the emotional investment we have in these individuals that we can relate. Stone Cold Steve Austin, a guy that represents, hey, you're not going to mold me to what you think you ought to be. The Rock, living vicariously, who would raise that eyebrow, and all the ladies would just fall like, oh my goodness, The Rock, he's so fine. But hey, John Cena, I know, highly debated. Let's go Cena. Cena sucks. With the You Can't See Me, or Rey Mysterio, who does a 619. Maybe possibly the greatest luchador. Or what about The Undertaker? At one point, just the streak itself at WrestleMania. Or what about Kurt Angle? Maybe one of the greatest athletic wrestlers of all time. And by the way, he actually really won an Olympic gold medal with the broken neck. And he wrestled with that broken neck throughout his whole career. That takes guts. How many athletes do you know that? No offense to anybody today. And I get today's are different now. It's a pandemic, it's COVID, but still, you're putting your body on the line in a time that's so unpredictable like this to perform in front of millions and millions of viewers watching at home. It's drama, it's theater. It's the best of the best with just this displaying athleticism and physicality, with theatricality, with a certain charisma that leaves you jaw dropped. It is the moments that I have learned from listening from the best minds in wrestling that it's not sometimes not about the matches, but it's the moments that happen. But I can spend, like I said, hours talking about this, but I'm here to just give you a recap as to what wrestling means to me. And that's our show for today, and tune in next week for the latest updates and news on the WWC, aka Wrestling with Chuck.